The long-awaited photo upload feature has finally arrived to ChatGPT. After months and months of waiting, we now have the actual ability to upload a photo to ChatGPT and have a conversation about that photo. I've got some amazing use cases I want to share with you guys today, and this is just the beginning and just tapping into the power of this new feature. So let's dive into it. So in order to activate this feature, you need to do nothing except just have GPT-4. You can be on default, and as you can see on the default mode of ChatGPT-4 now, there's this attach image button on the left side of your input box. So ChatGPT is going to work exactly the same, except you can now chat about images, which is amazing. So let me dive into the first use case, which is actually one of the most basic use cases. This can go much deeper than just this, but what I'm going to do is I have 4 examples here that I'm going to show you, and I first want to do this broken bike example. So I'm going to open this picture of this broken bike I have, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what's wrong with my bike and how do I fix it? Okay, so ChatGPT, this can be pretty much with anything. This is going to be so helpful if you have something you're doing around the house, maybe something isn't working properly. You can actually upload a picture of the mechanism and ask ChatGPT how to fix it, and it will try its best to give you a step-by-step guide on how to fix it. So I have this horrible broken bike here, and I'm asking ChatGPT what's wrong with it and how do I fix it. When I send it off, it loads in the image. As you can see, this bike is messed up. No tires, no seat, no chain, and ChatGPT is going to give a nice funny message. It seems like your bike has seen better days. Let's break it down in a creative and energetic manner. So as you can see, I uploaded this picture of my broken bike. This bike is horrible, right? It's seen its better days, as ChatGPT has said. And then it goes into the issues. I asked what's wrong with it and how do I fix it? It says missing wheels, and it gives me a problem and a solution. So obviously the bike has 2 missing wheels. Rust and general wear. So ChatGPT has seen some of the rust and just the wear of that bike. And then it says damaged or missing pedals, disconnected brakes, and chain issues. So it's actually reading this image. It can see the image and make comments or give tips about it. So as you can see, it says things like this. Can't see the chain clearly, but if it's been outside and exposed like this, there's a good chance it's rusted or damaged. So in the picture, you really can't see the chain clearly, and I think it's amazing how ChatGPT can pick up on how clear or not clear it can see that image. And this is just amazing that we now have the ability to upload things into ChatGPT and get solutions for those. The next example I want to show you within ChatGPT is actually uploading in a certain character. Maybe you have a character in a book or a movie, or maybe yourself, and you can actually ask ChatGPT to describe and give this character a fake name, description, or you can just ask it to describe what the character looks like. And it's pretty cool seeing how ChatGPT can describe people or characters. So I'm going to hit this attach images button, and I'm going to upload a thumbnail I have. This is a thumbnail picture of myself that I use. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT to describe the character seen in the photo. So this is me, and I wonder how ChatGPT is actually going to describe me. And as you can see, ChatGPT is going to start to describe me. The individual in the photo is a young man with dark wavy hair. He has expressive eyes and appears to have a somewhat intense gaze. The man's complexion is fair, and his face is partially illuminated, emphasizing his features against a dark background. He's wearing a dark colored top and his hand partially resting on his face. So this is amazing. Described everything pretty perfectly. And I really liked the line where it says he has expressive eyes and appears to have a somewhat intense gaze, which is very true. I mean, when you look at this picture, intense gaze, expressive eyes. I love it. ChatGPT did a wonderful job. And then you can keep on asking it follow-up questions about this image just as if you were in a normal chat thread. So I can say something like, this is a character in my short film named Drake. Give him a character description and role for my film. And ChatGPT will continue going down the list. It'll give me a character description and a role for the short film. And of course, I could have went a lot more in depth with my short film. I could have said this is a horror short film, a comedy. I could have kept going and giving more context to ChatGPT about that. But this is just a basic example of how ChatGPT can kind of just keep going in the chat thread about this image here. So as you can see, it gives a name, Drake, which I gave it, age, mid-20s, appearance, and then it kind of lists those appearance items that it picked up from this image. And I think you can upload more images than just one. So maybe I have multiple angles of my image. And then it kind of goes into some unique character traits. So observant, deep thinker, mysterious, and loyal. And it gives a little description for each of those traits. And then it gives a nice background. It's awesome just to read this, how you can actually create a character out of yourself, and ChatGPT can give you descriptions and all these ideas. So the next example has to do with website design. How can you use this feature for maybe improving your website or improving anything that has any sort of styling, whether that be a blog page, an ebook, a children's book, social media post, whatever has design elements or whatever you're confused about, or maybe you want something to be better, you can actually ask ChatGPT to analyze this and how can I make it better? How can I make this convert more? So what I'm going to do first is actually upload some of my custom instructions to ChatGPT in order to get some more tailored responses and make ChatGPT an expert in that field. And then I'm going to upload my images. So first let's hop into my personas database. I'm going to upload the custom instructions, a little out of the way, but it's kind of fun to use these expert personas in order to get better answers. So currently, this is my landing page, and maybe I'm not liking the conversion rate for my email list, so I want to upload a screenshot of this to ChatGPT and ask how I can better improve this. But first, I want to head over to my custom personas for ChatGPT. I offer these for sale. I'll leave a link in the description or the top pinned comment. But these you can kind of upload to ChatGPT in order to make ChatGPT a professional in that role. So maybe I want a conversion rate optimizer. What I can do is I can quickly copy this to my keyboard. I can head back over to ChatGPT, head down to custom instructions, and now ChatGPT is going to be thinking like a professional conversion rate optimizer. I can fill in this box for how would I like ChatGPT to respond. And there's 300 of these in this template, pre-made and ready to go. So now I can hit save, and now I can get to uploading my images with ChatGPT thinking like a conversion rate optimizer. And this isn't necessary. I just like adding it to my workflow because the responses ask follow-up questions, give tables, and a lot more information, and it's just very tailored to every situation. So now I can upload that attachment of my hero section into ChatGPT, and I can give ChatGPT some context about this. Maybe it's not converting the way I want it to, and ask for tips or improvements on how to make it convert better. So I'm telling ChatGPT this email form in my hero section isn't converting that well, and I'm referring to this. And then I say, what should I change in order to make this get more signups? So maybe I want people coming and signing up to get AI tips and discounts. And it's not doing that well considering the amount of visitors on my website. Let's say I'm having this issue. I can send it off. And remember, ChatGPT has that conversion rate optimizer, custom instructions enabled. So these responses are going to be super nice, especially with this image analyzation. And it's just picking my homepage apart, things I didn't even think of, to be honest with you, and some things that I may actually change. It says, headline clarity. The headline, the latest AI products, might be too broad. Consider specifying what unique value the user will gain from signing up. And then it gives me something else I can say. It goes into my subheadline and tells me to make it more clear. And to be honest, I don't know why this entire thing just turned red. It was doing just fine. Looks like there was a little bit of a network error. But as you can see, it dives into each one very in depth, and it gives me suggestions on what I should change. It gives me design elements I should change. It tells me to change my background, my visual aesthetics. So it's not just looking at text, but it's actually looking at aesthetics and how does it convert, and maybe why my black background wouldn't convert as well. And it tells me to lighten up the page. It then tells me to add some subtle animations or images to make my page more engaging. So this is just amazing. So I absolutely love this use case, and it doesn't just have to be for website design. It can be pretty much anything. Maybe you want something to just be visually more pleasing, or you want a form to convert better, or maybe you want a social media post to convert better. What you can do is you can actually upload 2 different images to ChatGPT and ask, why did this one perform well? Why did this one not perform well, right? And you can kind of grow based on that. Now, the last example I want to show you is something that I've always wanted to do in certain situations. Now, it's not something I want to do every day, but it's something that would be very convenient. So sometimes I can't copy and paste text into ChatGPT. Maybe it's in a Google Sheet and the format's super weird. I can't just copy and paste all that text into ChatGPT. So I always wished that I could take a screenshot of something with a lot of text, paste it in somewhere, and have it written out for me so that I could copy and paste it. So what I have now is a screenshot of text. It's talking about when ChatGPT shut down Bing web browsing, which Bing web browsing is back up now, which is pretty cool. But this screenshot of text is nothing more than a picture. So you can't physically copy the text. And I want to see if ChatGPT can actually write out that text for me so I can copy it. This could be useful in many situations. Maybe you just have a screenshot of something and you want ChatGPT to give it to you in words that you can actually modify and copy to your clipboard. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to head back down to the attaching images button, and then I'm going to upload this closed ChatGPT. And this is basically just describing how ChatGPT shut down Bing web browsing a couple months back. And then I can say, write the text in this picture out for me. And this is something so simple, but it's a great way to pull text from an image and actually have it so you can copy that physical text. because some documents or some photos won't let you copy text, right? If you have a PNG or a JPEG, you can't copy the text in that photo, and sometimes you kind of want to. There's multiple use cases for this, but I can say, write the text in this picture out for me, and I can send it off. You can see I have this image, and it goes deep into the features, but I can't copy it. It's just an image. So ChatGPT is actually writing it out for me, so I'll have the ability to copy it. And I don't know why, but this is something that's always crossed my mind that I was super excited for. So I don't know why it made this last paragraph here completely bolded, but I now have this information that I can copy. And this is amazing. I couldn't copy it from the picture before since it's just an image, and this can be very useful in many circumstances. So that has been the ChatGPT update. ChatGPT can form logical and strategical opinions about different photos, and it's very smart what this technology is capable of, how it can fix things, how it can predict things based on pictures, and much more. Now, if you want to learn ChatGPT completely in depth, A to Z, start from finish, I recommend purchasing my ChatGPT Mastery course. I'll leave that below the personas in the description and the top pinned comment if you do want to go get your hands on that. Our community just hit 100 members. People are learning so much, so come along for the journey and join the ChatGPT community. With that being said, I hope to see you in the next video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I'm always staying up to date on ChatGPT. You know I am. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and I will see you in the next video.